Crim here with another episode of Baldur's Gate. Last time we were able to finally reach level 5, so this episode I want to fight the Gnolls, because that was something I was putting off last time. I just didn't feel ready for it. Oh, and apologies in advance if you can hear like a low rumbling in the background. For some reason, people decide to mow the yard while it's raining outside, because I guess that's a thing, so... Gonna go ahead and rest, so I can get my rages back. Oh, and of course Gale has something to say. This is probably more romance things with him. Anything else, even though I already told him I wasn't interested in his romance. He's really, really forceful with the subject. It's actually kind of creepy, to be honest. Is this the one? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, this is the one of the more creepy ones, because he basically wants to force his magic inside of you to make you a conduit, so he can show you how nice magic is. And you can outright say no, and that's it. But he just keeps on bringing the subject up over and over and over again. It's really creepy, to be honest.
Oh. My, you startled me. I was miles away.
Just pondering what I love. Mystra commands all magic, and yet even now...
Magic is... Would you like to experience this?
See, we can say no, we're gonna get, like, disapproval up here for that, and that's it. Or we can say yes, get some approval, and then say no later on. So, like, towards the end, we won't go this far, but towards the end, he'll, like, try and force you to kiss him and all that stuff. It's, like, really creepy, especially since during the, like, camp scene, we already told him we were not interested in him in the slightest. And he was like, oh, point taken. Just friends.
Then follow my lead.
I'm only doing this for, like, video's sake. Otherwise, I'd just say no. I want to see if there's some interaction with Karlach.
Now you.
Okay, so performance, not very good. Sleight of hand is actually decent. Somehow. I'm not going to burn any inspiration on this, by the way.
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran mistraril kantrak eo.
We can try that, but no guarantee. At least this is a wisdom thing. The DC is really low because they're trying to force the issue, if you are actually interested in romancing Gale. From what I can tell, most of...
The scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
Okay, so nothing related to Karlach. So, I'm gonna go for this one, I guess. It's hard to do because none of these actually make any sense. Okay, we'll try this one then. It would have been nice if this actually does something different, but it's the same effect every time.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman. The woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss.
Not interested.
Then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
Okay. Effortless. Yeah, you're a wonderful teacher. We'll just say that.
Oh, I know.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate.
Yeah, not interested.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
So he pretty much like sets that whole thing up, sort of like a prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, and all that other nonsense, to manipulate your character. I know that's probably not what it actually is, but it kind of seems that way.
What's on your mind? I assure you it's not. Don't get me wrong, you did well. The somatic component, the verbal component, even the focus on the inner self that invites Mystra in. But I was still your conduit. To perform such a feat alone requires much and arduous study. Yet it is life's most worthy pursuit in my impartial, if not humble opinion.
And see, it's that right there. The fact that he was essentially using us to be able to do that. So, I don't know, it's a little iffy.
Well met.
Like I said previously, most people don't actually like Gale from what I can tell in the community. A lot of people considered that he was like the evilest character of everyone, because back then they thought that he was Karthus or whatever. And even now, he's extremely creepy, especially when it comes to like his interaction with Shadowhearts. He's like super creepy towards her. He doesn't know when no is said. He just always thinks no means yes.
I suppose you want to hear about Cazador. My old master. Before the Mind Flayers took me from him. Before this strange... Cazador Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate. Not political power or military power, I mean power over people. The power to control them completely. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn. And he became my tormentor.
I feel like we already saw this interaction. So, let's see. How were you turned? Did he attack you?
Not him, no. A gang of thugs attacked me, angry about a ruling that I'd handed down as magistrate. They beat me to death's door when Cazador appeared. He chased them off and offered to save me, to give me eternal life. Given that my choices were eternal life or bleed to death on the street, I took him up on the offer. It was only afterwards I realized just how long eternity could be.
Well, you're an elf, so you're gonna live about as long as you've already lived already. So, it's only been, what, 200 years, you said? You're probably only, say, close to, I don't know, I'd say 200 before this happens. So, yeah, you have a long, long life ahead of you. So, if you actually unlock him in the, what is that, Idle Champions, whatever, he's a character in Idle Champions, and it actually will show you his age and all that stuff. So, I think he's 300 to 400. So, not a good master, I take it.
He had me go out into Baldur's Gate to fetch him the most beautiful souls I could find. It was a fun little ritual of his. I'd bring them back, and he'd ask if I wanted to dine with him. And if I said yes, he'd serve me a dead, putrid rat. Of course, if I said no, he'd have me flayed. Hard to say which was worse.
Okay. Well, you're free now. Enjoy it.
I will. But I won't take it for granted. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there. They're not even the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows.
All right. You keep me safe, I'll do the same.
What more could I ask? Now, is that all?
And that's it. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and rest. I don't think there's anyone else we needed to talk to, so go ahead and rest. Auto select. See if there's any interactions this way. We're gonna have to re-up Shadowhearts like Disguise Self. So yeah, nothing else. Nothing around here either. So let's go ahead and get the Speak with Animals back up. Talk to Scratch.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Yeah, nothing else. Usually there's like a marker over his head. And you can actually summon Scratch now. Whenever he gives you the ball, you can summon him as a ritual, as an animal companion. So that's kind of nice, but I don't want to risk it, so I never do. It says that he helps you like find stuff, but he doesn't. There's no like special interaction, no special skill on him to make you find stuff easier.
My face protects me.
Did you say your face protects you? That's what it sounded like. So let's go for a half health. Yeah, that's the same one.
Well.
That way you get the bonus. And Asterion can now get out of the party.
Yes? Oh, darling, it sounds...
Oh, and I figured out why he gave me back the Spider Lyre whenever he left the party. It's because the Spider Lyre is actually important for Act 2, but I didn't even know it whenever I first got it, whenever I like played through it, because it summons a Spider Dryad whenever you use it, and you can get the ability to traverse Act 2 easier with that, and you can do it pretty much right away. However, if you just play through the story and play your cards right, you can get the Spider Dryad to summon himself anyway. It's just, it takes a little bit longer, so that's what the Lyre's for. It's a quest item. Alright, let's get Will, because Will is really important because of his AoEs.
That's the spirit.
So far, he's the only one I have that actually has potent AoEs. I should probably give him clothes at some point,
Pride of the gate.
but it's fine for now.
What's the story?
It's not like his clothes are doing anything for him. And let's go ahead and go back to, where is it? Joachim's Rest. Because we want to take care of the Gnolls now. Now, ideally, I would take care of all the encounters in this episode so that we can, like, proceed along and go into the Underdark. However, that's a lot. So, we have to take care of the Gnolls here, the Cultists here, if I can move the map, the Redcaps down here, which I want to talk to them first to see if there's any weird interaction, and the tree monsters over here, and I think that's it. I don't recall there being any other enemies on this map at this point. There's a lot of stuff to still do, like, there's lots and lots of loot that I've left behind. There's a whole cave here that's filled with traps that I believe I can steal the barrels from if I want to. And there's also this interaction over here with this guy who's looking for his wife who's right here. If we come over here, this is where the hideout is, but we need to do the Gnolls first if we want to get a decent ending for that. Otherwise, we might end up having to fight them, and I'd rather not, considering how
Let's go.
they're kind of important for Act 3.
There we go. Soldier.
Alright, so let's go, where is it, over here? This is where the Gnolls are.
And so is it done.
And a lot of interactions like that, where we have to, like, talk to people as well. So it's going to be a minute before we actually get into the Underdark because of all the extra stuff that we have to do. So within the next 2 to 3 episodes. And the Underdark itself is really short. There's like 6 encounters in the Underdark, and that's about it. And it's basically on the rails. A lot of exploration to do there for like miscellaneous little stuff, but that's about it. Okay, so we have 2 approaches we can do here. We can go in loud, or we can go in smart. Now, ideally, we'll, like, approach on this side, because there's archers that are on this hill over here that are going to cause me issues. So if I can use this as a barrier, that might help us. So let's save one more time. Let's go ahead and try and take them out. We will do jump cuts like we were doing before, where it's like the enemy's being defeated, if this takes too long. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, though. Okay, so we can go ahead and... Oh, is there anything good that we can do? Is there anything we can, like, throw to cause issues here? Or a spell we can cast, maybe? While we have the advantage on you? Firebolt. Okay, we can go for... probably a Grease. Now, I think Grease is concentration. We didn't get to do any damage there, but that's kind of controlling the field a little bit. And if we're lucky, they can fall. Yeah, deflect that missile, please. Already got some nice hits on. So now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead and do this so that we can draw more of them in.
Can't can't attack
and
what
just
can't be
hide,
seen.
so that we can try and keep blindness up as long as possible, or
Hear that?
darkness.
Someone's fighting the Gnolls. We should help.
Don't be a fool, lad. Shut your mouth and keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just run in there and attack them. It's kind of weird. I mean, there's some mines in there, I guess. I think. There's mines on the other side. But this is just a little bit of fire. They could literally just jump over that. And they have bows. They can shoot in there. So, it's whatever. I believe the Bloodthirsty is mostly coming from the pack leader over here. Yeah, or Bloodthirsty. Alright, let's go ahead and do Hunger of Baldur right here. We can get both of them. And you can just hide right here and hope for the best. Yeah, I hope no one comes after you. We will try and sneak with you next turn if we can. Which goes back to me saying, I guess a Warlock Rogue would actually be a really good combo. If you do plan on, like, cheesing stuff, because you can see in the darkness, and you can also hide in the darkness. So, let's go ahead, and I think I can just hit you back in there.
I will not know failure.
And nothing. Well, hey, we can just keep on hitting you. We're both blind, so it's a straight roll. So that's one down already. Nice.
Hop, hop.
Nothing you can really do, but we will swap to our like melee attack. Is there anything we can like throw or cast? You are actually not concentrating. For some reason I thought that was a concentration thing. I think Spiderweb might actually be a concentration. Okay, if we do that... Yeah, we should have done like Spiderweb or whatever. That would have probably been better. Is there anything we can throw? We can probably throw a basic poison, but we also have to get line of sight to where we can see. We can also do a stink cloud, which lasts for 6 minutes, or sorry, 6 meters, and also a concentration. See, all this stuff would actually put me in the Hunger of Baldur, because she can't see. So I guess our best step is just like Misty Step. That is an action or a bonus action? That's a bonus action, so we can Misty Step up here. Now that we're up here, we can go ahead and cast something. Now, odds are it's going to immediately get destroyed. Just straight up immediately get destroyed. Not found. Oh, that's weird. I guess this is an issue from the update? Oh, yeah, this is probably like an old spell scroll, and they've updated how they work, so that's why it's not working for me. Alright, go ahead and do this right here. And now that that's taken care of, just hope for the best. Now that we have access to AoEs, we should use them. I hope they don't break Will's concentration, though. It's kind of important that he maintains it. Yeah, look at that. Barely got to move at all. That's really nice. So this character actually has stuff to say if you get close to him during the fights or whatever, and they aren't going crazy. They're actually like an absolutist as well. The only issue is, if you want to prevent the encounter, you have to use the illithid powers in order to force them to stop. And I'm not doing any illithid stuff, so... Wow, Shadowheart. Good job missing literally every attack on a weak hyena. I know you're blinded, and they're not, but still, that's a little iffy on in my opinion. Of course, yeah. I figured concentration would immediately get broken. Isn't concentration supposed to be tied to your constitution score? Oh well. Not that big of a deal. It's basically distracting them, so... And you... Target is too far away. Path interrupted. Alright, get over here, Will. And I'd like you to... Can we... Seriously, Eldritch Blast, can you just not have that effect? Hit the thing. And is there anyone else you can hit? Path is interrupted. Can you hit up here? No? Path is interrupted. Almost everything. There we go. Nope, path is interrupted. There we go. So that was a crit on you, and that actually took you out. That's nice. I would like you to stay in the darkness. I knocked them out of the cloud, but they just have to come back in. The stink cloud wasn't actually doing anything as far as I could tell. Like, I used it, and that was about it. Didn't really help much. You can just sit tight here. In fact, you can also do a sanctuary or a spiritual weapon if you want to. So we're going to go for a spiritual weapon. It doesn't really matter what type we do, but we can do a spiritual weapon right here. I hope you have enough movement. Do you have enough? No, you do not have enough movement, so let's just fast turn. So go ahead and end.
Now this is my happy place.
You, I think you can just attack in here. This does not obstruct stuff like the other stuff did. Okay, what can we do here? We could go for a blindness right on you.
Down the hatch.
And even though it missed, it still, like, applied blindness up here, so they have to get out of there. And we can just go ahead and jump back down here, take some damage. It's not like we're actually concentrating on anything, and just sit tight and let them come towards. Because I don't like them being up here on this hill. That's the hard part. Yep, so you're having a fun time there with that grease. Shadowheart doesn't really have the ability to do much right here. We can attack and then bonus action hide. So maybe that's what we want to do. So come out here. Get close enough to where you can actually shoot in. Okay, you have advantage on them, so let's go for it. 11 free damage. And is that your bonus action? No, that's just an extra attack. So there used to be a glitch, actually, where if you did an extra attack with arrows, you got to use the arrow for free. So I think they removed that. It makes sense that they would remove that.
Hidden.
And just go ahead and stealth. Now that might seem a little cheesy, but that's how the class is actually intended to be played with the Shadow Monks. So, it's not that bad. Alright, so now they're going crazy. Hopefully they don't come after Will. Yeah, that movement like decrease is really potent for them.
I will not know failure.
Easy as. And just come back in.
Fuck yes.
And you can go ahead and finish that one off. And just go hide. Did not even need the rage so far. I think the grease is still there. Yeah, the grease is still there. Wow, it's extremely potent. I did not expect grease to be that good. But yeah, grease, really good.
Moving.
And also having the ability to shoot through this is nice. It's not like a normal darkness thing where arrows like get obstructed. So, that's cool. And while we're at it, why don't we just go ahead and do a wound on you? Because you just saved from it, that's why. Yeah, so this character right here, if you can let them, they will go crazy on your party. And for me, I did this like 7 times when I was around level 4 or so. And it just kept on stomping me towards the end. It would get down to about 30% health, and then it would just do all of my health to all of my characters. It would do an insane amount of damage to everyone. Like, it was doing like 30 damage per hit, and it had multi-attacks where it would like do 4 attacks at once. So, there we go. That's it for that. So it would basically focus on the entire party.
Time to strike.
And Karlach would be the only one that ended up surviving most of the encounters. So, that was a little annoying, but if we can abuse it by using basic mechanics, then why not? Okay, let's go for this. Hopefully we hit. And that let the grease on fire somehow. So that's not ideal at all. But whatever. Will should be able to finish them off. And I think darkness is only going to be around for maybe 1 more turn. Kind of wish it actually told me how long darkness would be. See, it shows that 10 turns, but that's not true. Kind of wish it would just say, okay, it has this many turns left. Not this is how long it initially goes for. Can we shoot you? We cannot, but we can also just use something like a poison. Now, did it put poison up there? It did put poison up there. So, you're in the darkness, and You're actually both in the darkness and also poisoned now, so that's nice. But no longer on fire. Not that that matters. Just pass turn. Yeah, I just wanted you off that hill. Are you gonna come this way? No, you're gonna take... No, you're actually going that way. Okay, fine. These guys also had like a crazy multi-attack. So, Will, you should now be able to finish everyone off. Like I said last time, Will is probably the most powerful character at this point of the game.
I am death.
Oh, that cloud disappeared. I guess it only lasts like 2 turns. These guys definitely do not want to come down to me. It's kind of annoying. They have their little pride rock up there, and that's about it. We could do something cheesy. Not really cheesy, but, you know. Hey, you like that rock? I'll have this up there. There you go. It's not like it was doing anything for me down here anyway.
Swift and lethal.
Yeah, pretty much force them to come down now. Well, I don't think we actually need to do any jump cuts in this one. The only jump cut I had to do is where I, like, did a misclick. And accidentally used Hunger of Dar on my own team.
Death.
Yep. And we can just end this. And you can stop stealthing. And that's the end of the fight.
There's a parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
Okay, let's talk to you. Yeah, you guys don't care about your own fire, apparently.
By the gods, you're a sweet sight.
Are any of my crew still alive out there?
Not that I can tell.
This whole journey's been one grim sight after another. Gnolls, goblins, drow. Risen Road's more dangerous than ever. You're the first friendly face we've seen since Eltergard.
Oh yeah? That's a long way away.
We're bound for Baldur's Gate. Got some cargo to deliver. But we've a stop to make along the way.
Okay, where's that?
Wakeen's Rest. It's just up the road. I'd be enjoying a mug of ale right now if those beasts hadn't jumped us. Listen, you look like you know how to handle yourself. You should meet my associates. We've got our own drinking spot by the tavern. Invitation only. Tell the fellow on the door. Little Serpent, Long Shadow. He'll take good care of you.
Nice. Now we could do this. We could intimidate and all that. Or we can just, you know, be like, okay, Joaquim's Rest? That place is burned to the ground.
Damn it. Nowhere's safe anymore. Doesn't change the plan, though. We'll head over there and check for survivors.
So with this, we actually find out who's the package for, and we can try and convince him to give us the package. It's not worth it. Like, we went through all that stuff. I don't want to deal with this. I've done it multiple times, and there's not really any benefits. We could just steal the cargo. Whatever.
Well, lad, it's our lucky day after all.
Let's get that flail.
The rest of our crew's half digested.
So, hitting an opponent with this weapon heals the wielder for 1 to 6 points of damage, but they go mad if they don't continue to hit a target each turn. Now, I'm curious what mad refers to as, because they didn't have this debuff. I have to deal with it, but they didn't have to. Hostile to everyone in the vicinity. Yeah, so what's the advantage? You know? I'll take it, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. It is better than my spear, I think. So if I swap to the spear... Yeah, it's a lot better than the spear, and it has the ability to heal. So that's also beneficial. The only downside is the whole, you know, going mad thing. So it is actually a great weapon for a barbarian. Especially if you're like a berserker, because I believe you can gain immunity to that effect. So you're just able to do like mindless rage, so madness doesn't actually work on you. But obviously, we are not a berserker. We're just a normal barbarian.
Hello.
So. Oh, speedy reply, that's nice. that is really useful. I'd say that's better than what I just looked at. Momentum is really nice. This is a finesse weapon, so it won't be as beneficial to me as other things. I guess Asterion or someone could use this. We'll hold on to it for now. And I'll have to come back here and loot most of the bodies. Bodies do eventually despawn, so you don't want to leave them for too long. I don't think there's anything else in here to get. And there's nothing in the cave to get, if I recall correctly. So we're gonna go over here and deal with the cultists now. And we will do a short rest.
Welcome rest.
So that Will is ready. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be the one doing this fight. There used to be another cultist out here, but I think they removed him whenever they changed the story around a little bit. Now the cultists will immediately attack me when they see me. So I'm going to use Disguise Self on myself to see if it changes anything. And I don't know, do I have Disguise Self as a spell? I do not believe so, so we might have to go ahead and just
There's no time to waste.
borrow this. Go ahead and put this on for a brief second to disguise myself as a... we'll go for a... I don't know. Really hard to say. Let's go for a drow. See, I wish I could favorite these.
Paladins!
Oh, it just disappeared.
The devil has found us!
Yeah, you're confusing me with someone else.
Our Lord Tyr told us of your guise. The one-horned tiefling hiding the devil within. Servant of Zariel. Soldier of the Blood War.
Now, why did it actually remove the disguise? He doesn't have any ability to do that. This is like just forced disguise removal for story reasons. Which basically means the devs didn't even think about someone doing this. So, good job. Because they had to have added this just as a failsafe to be like, oh no, we didn't think about this, so let's just remove the disguise so that we can continue on with the normal plan. Okay.
The God of Justice never speaks false.
Okay, we lost the insight. Fantastic. Not that big of a deal.
Save your excuses for the City of Judgment. Perhaps Tyr will take pity on you there. For he is the head of justice. We are merely its sword. Paladins, ho!
Okay, we didn't get any bonus interactions where we find out that he's actually a cultist. Okay, so I went ahead and did that interaction, and I'll say right now, game developers for this, Larian Studios, I do not appreciate what you did here. So we're going to end disguise, and I'll just describe what happened, as I don't have Karlach in this encounter. So what happened was, they immediately see through Karlach's disguise, because, like, they cast anti-disguise spell on her randomly, like, basically metagame it. And then afterwards, we go into a fight. There's no actual special interaction talking about what's going on with Zariel, because I failed the insight check. We beat them really, really, really fast. And to wrap up the encounter, Karlach gives me a prompt asking me if I want to go berserk or not, and I said, no, I do not want to go berserk. And then Karlach's like, well, I don't care what you want, player. I'm gonna go to berserk anyway. I'm gonna burn down the entire area. I'm gonna kill the entire party by setting them on fire as they follow me around and get burned to death. And then afterwards, whenever you say, oh, maybe I gone too far, Karlach then says to you, well, actually, I didn't go too far, player. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And it's just like the illusion of choice, and I do not appreciate that. Don't even give me the prompt to do that if you're not going to let me do something about it. I don't like that. So Karlach isn't even going to be in this encounter. Karlach is going to be up here, out of the way, and she's going to be minding her own business. And we're just going to deal with them with these characters, because... it's also nonsense because they act like Karlach has been hunting them all this time, and this is the first interaction we've had with them. I figure that maybe there would be some difference with, you know, not being there with Karlach as a companion, but there's genuinely no difference. This is the same as if she was, like, a companion, and I don't really like that. I know that Karlach is like an afterthought for the devs, but this is a little bit too much. It kind of is extremely immersion-breaking for me.
Defender of the people. 2 steps at a
So
time.
I'm going to try this without that because I don't want Karlach going berserk like that. There's no reason for her to ever do that. That's the same effect as if you, like, consumed a soul coin, I believe. So, initially I thought she accidentally picked up the soul coin and that's why she did that. Oh boy. Sorry if it seems like I'm a little flustered right now. I'm just... It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Because there was nothing I could do about it.
Our scouts told us you'd come. The Devil's ally. Come to finish us, have you? Poor Karlach. Allied with the first sap she met. Who will be so quick? Zariel will find this all.
Yeah, so we're just gonna take care of this right now. Okay, you come over here and just start beating him. Hopefully you can knock him down. What's better? It's the same, so let's go for this. Yeah, so you saved against the stun. Try it again. There we go, nice stun. So now these should be crits on you. And we can go for a hold person. Hold on you. Not worth it, actually. Let's go for... Actually, a hold person would actually be good. But we need to be in range where we can see the other one, too. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen unless I can sneak through the door. Hold person, hold person. We got one of them, at least. And we can just shove you away. Or not.
Time to strike.
So end turn on you. You're stunned, luckily.
Make way.
Honestly, the whole person would have been better on you. You're really, really annoying. But not the biggest deal in the world. Let's go for... We can go for a Sanctuary on Will. So now that he's been sanctified, he is decent where he is. And we're just going to go for an attack on you. Can't really jump in there, can I? Yeah, I can't really do much there. So yeah, she like just burned down the entire place and got them caught in an area where they ended up just burning to death. So that was really nice. Yeah, normally I wouldn't be doing stuff like this, like replaying entire encounter scenes just because of stuff like that, but at least this is kind of another way to approach it instead of doing the Karlach approach. And there was, like I said, there was no difference from if she was a companion versus being the main character. They didn't give me extra prompts or anything. It was literally the same interaction.
This is my time.
So it felt like the devs just completely were like, alright, Act 1 is done. We're not going to bother with anything more with Karlach in Act 1. And that's it. So he's taken care of, and he's one of the more annoying ones in this encounter. This character does a bunch of AoE attacks, so should probably take care of you now. So you're off balance, concentration broken on Hunter's Mark. Can't really do anything else, so let's go ahead and use Sanctify again. Ah, right. You have the Sanctify immunity. My bad. Get an extra attack this way then. Did that? Yes, that broke the concentration. Or I think she might have saved against it. Can we get in there and hit you?
Time to deal some punishment.
So yeah, Karlach actually didn't even help me in the encounter here. Last time I did it. So I don't feel too bad about leaving her out.
The blade will not bend.
Well, the blade will miss apparently.
Victory awaits.
Just go in here and take care of you.
On the move.
Shut this door. And just sit tight. That weapon... So one issue I have with the weapons is they do not move fast enough. Like, that movement speed, really low. Fantastic. Thanks so much. Alright, so come on in here.
Going.
And just do this on you. And hope for the best. So we wounded you, that's nice.
Battle favors the
You
fearless.
really are concentrating on that.
Coming through.
Jeez. Not a big deal. We'll just take care of you now. Or not. Or we failed the check. Okay, so can you fly right there? You fly, not enough movement. See, like, what's the point? They don't go fast enough. That's no movement at all for these things that are supposedly, like, floating. I understand, you know, that's just how this spell is, but these maps are huge. Okay, Karlach, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go berserk? You're not going berserk. Good. Now, let's go ahead and get out of the poison cloud. Loot the bodies. Yeah, another thing, like merchants, whenever you, this character's a merchant, by the way, whenever you kill merchants, you should be able to, like, get access to their entire stock of stuff. Instead, it's like, yeah, no, you only get, like, one thing. Oh, there's a soul coin right here. Let's collect that. Let's get that. Get the soul coin, please.
The pride of the gate.
There is
map?
work to do.
Alright, come over
No time
here.
to waste.
Loot the rest of the bodies. We're gonna leave Karlach there for now. I don't know if she's gonna go berserk. I hit the wrong button. I did not mean to select her. I don't know if she's gonna go berserk as soon as we enter the area.
And I'm off.
So, let's go ahead and collect all this. Nothing on you that I care about. You have a sword.
I love surprises.
You have the, I think, Zariel's Chosen or whatever. A Sword of Justice. Never mind. So, yeah, that's kind of worthless. Just send that to camp. And send this to camp. You don't deserve it. And that's it. There's a lot more we can do here. A lot more to explore. But for the most part, that's it. There is an underground area, which goes to a cave that has pretty much nothing of value. And I think I mentioned this before, but there was another person that was actually in this encounter previously, but they removed him for some reason. He was a dwarf that, like, killed all the gnolls out here, so, and warned us about the passage over here being broken. Being broken, yeah. Alright, so that's taken care of. I'm gonna see what happens if I walk in there, to see if there's some change. I'm also a little confused why Will immediately knew that they were Zariel people. Like, see, normally you have to, like, pass an insight check. Even when it was, like, Karlach doing it, who would pretty much know who they are, you still have to pass an insight check to realize that they're not part of Tyr. But Will's like, I know who you are. And it's like, okay, Will, whatever. Come on in here and see if she goes crazy just by walking in here. And nothing. Good, good. So we can actually go down here if we want to. We're not gonna, though. The next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to go back to Joachim's Rest. And then we're going to deal with the thieves people. And I think I talked myself into going into the Underdark through the Goblin camp instead.
So it is spoken, and so is it done.
So you want to find your wife, right? Well, I have bad news for you. She's a little crispy.
Miri! Miri! My wife. She was out. She was wearing a green... Have you seen her?
I haven't yet.
Thank you.
And if you, like, destroy this, he'll run in there and, like, catch himself on fire. He, not the brightest person. So let's come over here, and we'll find the inheritance, the dowry, or whatever it is. We're lucky.
Hey, there's a chest in here.
Yep, so take this, take the money. We will leave... No, we'll take that chest. That's a medium difficulty. Yeah, we'll take that and send that to camp. Even though it's small, it's still... It's going to be useful in Act 2, whenever we have to do the tower defense. Now that that's taken care of, we can go upstairs, use Speak with Dead on her, and find out what's going on. We could also just tell him that she's up here, and then he'll freak out, and then we can use Speak with Dead on her while she's right next to him. But then we end up losing access to prompts because he doesn't want us to keep asking her questions for some reason.
The corpse regards you, lifeless.
Mirrorless. Farmer from Eltergard. Dowry for sister. Inside. Find door.
The spell's power.
Yep. See what you got on you. Nothing of value, so let's just go downstairs.
Allow us peace in this plane and beyond. Teach us care.
Oh no, she's
Teach us certainty.
she's dead.
Yeah, she is. It's a little late now. Oh no, she's dead. What's in her pockets?
Have you found my Miri? No.
Yeah, whatever you say. And we can talk to the rest of these people, but they're just gonna say that the drow attacked. Drow and goblins came in and attacked them. Mostly the goblins.
Miri. No.
And if you actually talk to some of the goblins in camp before you attack them, they start telling you about how they, like, raided this place previously.
Miri, you should have stayed. You should have been with me. I was in our room. If I just kept my mouth shut about that bloody dowry, she'd still be here. You did? Please. She'd want her sister to have it. I know this doesn't change anything, but it helped. I need some time alone.
Okay, goodbye. And that's the end of that mission. And I don't think we ever see him again. So it's just like one of those karma things, because we don't really get anything from it. Except for the satisfaction of doing that. So, at some point I am going to have to come back and loot this place as well, but it's going to take a lot of water. Or, like, fire immunity. We can go over here. There's a cow over here that will attack us, because we are threatening it, and we have to make, like, an animal handling check in order to prevent that. And we talk to the cow, and the cow basically says that they killed the head cow, and now he's the head cow, or whatever, so. Hi there.
You spot a man.
Bugger! Oh, helms, dwarfs. I thought you were Well, down you go then. Entrance is hidden beyond.
Okay, cool. I feel like there would be one of the Divinity Original Sins 2 character portraits down here somewhere. Like, possibly the Ranger. I feel like his would be in here somewhere considering the setting, but never found it. I probably should just look up a guide on that. Be quite honest. Because I only know what 3 of them are. Yeah, there's like a lot of art and all that stuff down here, so it'd be fitting for it to be tucked away somewhere in here. Anyway, let's go. Wardrobe. Yeah, that Gnoll fight was really easy now that I'm level 5. Who knew that Greece would be that potent too? Probably everyone. Hello, are we going to start the conversation? Said conversation started, but I hate when this happens.
That's far enough. What's your business down here? Answer honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean.
Hold on, that's the lass who saved us from the Gnolls. Let her in.
You revealed our location. That tongue gets any looser, Rugen, I'll cut it out. Come down then. Seems you're a friend of the family.
Alright. Now there's a lot of traps here. Like if you just try and brute force your way through this, you will likely not survive. Like this entire area is a killing corridor. I guess you could like lie down here and just bypass all the traps, but also they like rigged the entire place to explode, so.
What's that, Smith?
Oh yeah, so you're the painter. We're going to talk to them first and then we'll come back for you. And I'm going to attempt to steal all the smoke powder barrels later, because it's a waste for them to just use them here. Look how many barrels there are. So, before the end of this, I'm going to try and steal everything here.
I owe you one for saving my people. The Zentarim look out for their own. Even if it's Rugen. That's worth some coin. And my thanks. Our trader can show you some of our more exotic items now. But don't delay. This place is likely to be rubble soon.
Yeah, they're going to blow it up.
Someone kidnapped a duke. Right on our bloody doorstep. The Flaming Fist will need someone to blame. I don't plan on it being us.
Alright, and we get an awesome crossbow from this. So, yep, you deal... Sorry, when you deal damage to a target, they must make a charisma save or get banged. So this is basically like the perfect crossbow for a character like me. Wherever it is. Where is it? I just picked it up. So yeah, go ahead and put that on. Now, it's not tied to my charisma or anything like that, so it doesn't have to be on someone like Will, who has a high charisma.
You're a friend of the Zen. Assuming we...
Cool.
That drink I promised will have to wait. We're moving out. The elf song's my local. Look me up if you're in the city.
Okay, I've never actually done that. I forgot that he actually mentions that, so...
Good to see you.
Hopefully we remember that. So, if we come over here, as you see all the traps everywhere, if you come over here, there is a passageway that actually will lead you to the Underdark.
Making me sweat.
So, there's also a bunch of loot down here. Like I said, I plan on looting absolutely everything, but that's going to be something that I do, like, off camera in my own time, because it'll be very tedious to run back and forth and start, like, in darkness and all that stuff. Because I'm going to have to cast darkness all over the time. Okay, you. I keep on flubbing my words. Come on.
Well, don't you cut a fine figure. If you have the gold, my pet artist will make you a most heroical likeness. Let's say we're his... He needs protection. And if his paintings cover our costs, so much the better, eh? Tell him I sent you.
Alright, how much money do we have? We have enough money.
You. Zaris me, you need to buy me. Selling my... I am not... And my patron will reward you for my... As far as you're concerned. But there will be time.
Okay, we're gonna buy him.
Something I can help you with? I doubt you've got that kind of dosh line about.
I am curious what happens here. I am. I could also just pay him, because money is no object, so we're
He's
just gonna
all
pay
yours. Don't forget to feed him.
Yeah.
I can't. No, don't tell me. Well, you should at least know what you've paid for. I am the Oscar Fevras. A genuine assuming...
You recall a recent scandal. A patriarch of Baldur's Gate who wished to marry a commoner.
I did not run away. A date was never set. Before my fame, But when Lady Janeth offered me a future, right, but unwise. I was forced to retreat into the countryside to paint and to clear my head. Oh, absolutely none. And yet, I think of that first. Regardless, we have more immediate concerns. Say, I don't suppose you could spare some coin? A hero to the hilt. Seek me out in the city. Until Baldur's Gate, then.
Yep, see you then.
Alright, back already? Of course.
Alright, let's see what you actually have.
For a friend of the family.
And I will probably be stealing stuff from you by the end of this as well. I won't be doing, like, stupid, weird, cheesy stealing stuff, but you have, like, really nice stuff on you, and I would like it. Deals an additional damage equal to your strength modifier. Ooh. Now that could actually be really good for me, too, because my strength modifier is pretty large. The invis are always nice. The thorns, not that useful. Advantage on sleight of hand checks. That's really useful, actually. Okay. Yeah, just a bunch of generic stuff. We will come back for all of this stuff later, because I like it, and I want it.
Pleasure.
And eventually these guys will be gone, but they will stay around all the way through Act 1. In Act 2, you can come back to Act 1 areas, but I don't know if they're still around by then.
You seem a nice soul.
Alright, so we'll talk to you, we'll talk to the other one.
Told there'd be battles, not this hide and seek stuff.
Talk to you real quick.
You don't want to keep Zar...
Yeah, okay. And we're going to go to the end of the cave, where we will try and get into the Underdark here. Now, we aren't actually going to get into the Underdark this way. We're just going to unlock it, so that we can come back up this way later if we wanted to. Because I'm tempted to just do the Underdark through the Goblin Cave, because that gives us access to Saloon, like her little, like, manor, and it's pretty nice in there. Oil barrels. Talk to you.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, whatever you say. Now, there's one thing that Shadowheart is, and she is actually terrified of the wolves. Now, I don't know why she wasn't afraid of the wolf back in the Druid camp. She was totally fine, but she's actually got like a innate fear of wolves because of her childhood past of being attacked by a wolf, supposedly. So, we'll see if she does that interaction. We should get like a cutscene and such. She saved. Okay. Maybe that's what happened. She saved against it when it happened before. What is in here? So there's nice loot.
Curious.
We can sneak in here later. Now, where is the...
Oh no.
Oh, there it is.
I hate wolves.
Ah, boy, we failed the check.
Scared of wolves.
This is an invisible wall, so... Come on.
I suppose you've noticed I'm not terribly fond of wolves. I've always been terrified of them, ever since I was a child. I showed you my memory of when I was lost in the woods. It can hardly come as a surprise. The Mother Superior wasn't above using it against me. If I disobeyed, sometimes instead of a whipping, she'd threaten to drag me to a wolf den. Never failed to bring me back in line. Why is it always the bad memories I can still recall? In any case, I'll be keen to avoid them.
That's fair enough. I'll try to avoid them in the future where possible.
Thank you. I had a feeling you'd be understanding.
Okay. And let's keep going. Hey, look, there's a wolf over here. Let's walk right by it. Barely failed the check. Well, I can just walk through it. Okay, what's the camera doing? It was just going further and further away for some reason. And we can unlock this.
What am I to do?
So that whenever we want to, we can use this from down there to come back up here. So yeah, downstairs we can now activate this elevator. So that's nice.
Got it.
And I think we're going to wrap up the episode here, actually. Next time, we're going to take care of the stuff in the swamp. The remaining, like, threats that are over there. And I'm going to spend time going around to collect all of the loot. And then we're going to go into the Underdark. In fact, I believe next episode we will just outright go into the Underdark, because that won't take very long, what I just talked about. The stuff off camera can be me looting things, and I can always come back here before the end of Act 1 to get whatever is missing. There's really nothing else going on. I guess we can go back to camp and just rest. Yeah, we can go back to camp and we can just rest real quick. So are there any new cutscenes?
You carried Yankee relic. I will have an explanation. Or your head.
Walk away. Now. I won't warn you again.
Come on, you two get along. Okay, stop your squabbling, both of you. Watch the argument. Yeah. Relic, was that the artifact we found? So, what are you doing? What are you two arguing about?
Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
Okay. So, any idea how to settle this? Rest, both of you. Tempers will cool in the morning.
The bad blood must be purged. A jewel come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, Lae'zel. You'll need it.
I wonder what's actually going to happen here, because this cutscene happened previously, but I was romancing Shadowheart, and I was on good terms with both of them, so they just let it go.
You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned.
Yeah, you need to stop this. We can at least try this.
She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you.
Cooperate, Lae'zel. For your own sake. We need her. give her a chance.
Can I do that, Lae'zel? Can I turn my back on you?
Never. Thieves aren't afforded such luxury.
Loosen the grip on your pride for one blasted moment, won't you? We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance.
Alright. Now we'll see what happens when we talk to you two now. Hopefully that settles things. They will actually have more interactions while we're on the road with them. And they're pretty much always in my party anyway, so... we'll see how that goes. Anything to say to me?
It is over where I am concerned. It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds. Yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor.
Okay, fair enough. And let's talk to you, and that should wrap it up.
I don't think there'll be any more trouble between Lae'zel and I, if you were wondering. We can all sleep easier now. Well, apart from all the rest.
Alright, I'll be keeping an eye on both of you. I don't want this fight to happen again. I'm surprised you didn't leave. That's good. Yeah.
You
for
have
that
an
one.
interesting definition of friendly, but yes.
Okay, and that's it. And I don't think anyone else has anything else to say. We'll
Listen.
talk to you. So that we can just see. Oh yeah, they all do.
I really thought Shadowheart and a pity. It would have made for a fight.
Cool, whatever you say. Obviously, you don't have anything to say because you're just a generic NPC right now.
I hope that's the end of this silly...
I'll say one thing for our troop. We're not short on drama.
Do you have anything else to say, Will?
Well met.
You do not. So yeah, we're going to wrap up the episode here. Next episode, we're going to start in the swamp area where we'll take care of the redcaps and the, swamp monsters. We'll also talk to the frog there. I will then, after the episode, I'll do some stuff off camera to, loot everything. But we are also going to, next time, go into the Underdark because I see no reason not to. Those fights would take no time at all. And they're really, easy now. So we should be able to go into the Underdark, and we're going to go through the Goblin Camp to do this. Because I was thinking about it, the Goblin Camp has one of the more interesting Underdark scenarios. The other ones, you just show up somewhere, but with the Goblin Camp, you actually go to a ruin of Saluna or whatever, and in there you can do a little mini interaction thing, get some inspiration if you want to. But the big thing is that's where the Night Song quest leads you, not that it does anything, and there's a fight right afterwards. A fight that Will is hopefully going to be able to solo, because there's a spectator right outside the door, and if you do it right, you can actually knock the spectator off the platform all the way to the ground and just gravity it. So it's a nice thing to do, and I want to try it next time. So yep, this is Crim signing out. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.